Okay, picture this. In just 50 years, the most advanced civilizations on Earth simply vanished. I mean, the Mycenaean palaces of Greece, the mighty Hittite Empire, the great cities of the Levant, all of them reduced to ash and rubble around 1200 BC. Sounds impossible, right? But here's what shocked me when I really started digging into this mystery. We're talking about a collapse so complete that entire regions forgot how to write. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you think about civilization itself, and why it's far more fragile than we ever imagined. Now here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. Imagine you're living in 1250 BC. You're surrounded by superpowers, the ancient world's version of today's global giants. You've got the Hittites in modern-day Turkey, the Mycenaeans in Greece, Egypt dominating the south. These were complex societies, trade networks, diplomacy, monumental architecture. But then, between 1220 and 1170 BC, everything starts to crumble. And I mean completely crumble. Let me paint you a picture of what archaeologists found. At Pylos, one of the great Mycenaean palaces, they discovered clay tablets scattered across the floor. These tablets carried the last desperate messages, warnings of raids, requests for soldiers, urgent calls for bronze. And then, silence. The palace burned, never rebuilt. But it wasn't just Pylos. Across the entire eastern Mediterranean, destruction layers appear from the exact same time. Hattusa, gone. Ugarit, destroyed so completely that letters begging for help were never even delivered. Now, you might think, okay, war happens, but this wasn't just war. This was systemic collapse. When the Mycenaean world fell, they didn't just lose kings, they lost writing. For over 400 years, no writing system. Just imagine that. Now here's where it gets really interesting. In 2023, researchers analyzed tree rings from ancient wood in Turkey and found evidence of 3 straight years of severe drought around 1198 to 1196 BC. Not just a dry spell, a catastrophic drought, the kind that brings famine, the kind that breaks civilizations. Think of these kingdoms like finely tuned machines. They relied on agriculture to feed people and trade to supply essential materials like tin. When drought hits, the system buckles. But here's the twist. As these kingdoms weakened, a new force emerged, the so-called Sea Peoples. We don't know exactly who they were, but Egyptian records describe massive groups attacking from the sea. Names like the Ekwesh, possibly Greeks, the Paliset, possibly the Philistines. Now here's my take, and this is where it gets compelling. I believe these weren't just invaders, they may have been victims of the collapse itself. Imagine you're a warrior, your city is destroyed, your king is gone. What do? You band together, you take to the sea, you survive however you can. And here's the really important part. Collapse is contagious. These kingdoms depended on each other. When one fell, it disrupted trade. That weakened others, which created more chaos. It's like pulling a thread and the entire system unravels. The consequences, devastating. In Greece, population dropped dramatically, writing disappeared. The Hittite Empire? Gone so completely we didn't even know it existed until the 20th century. But here's something hopeful. Out of collapse came new beginnings. The Phoenicians spread their alphabet. New kingdoms emerged. New belief systems formed, shaping the future of humanity. So the Bronze Age collapse isn't just ancient history. It's a warning. 3 key takeaways. First, no civilization is truly invincible. Second, collapse can spread like a chain reaction. And third, destruction can open the door to something new. So let me ask you, Looking at our modern world, so interconnected, so dependent on global systems, what parallels do you see? Are we more resilient or more fragile? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for more stories like this. Until next time, keep questioning everything.